let's say you made the comment, like, I'm the person who's like, fuck, I booked the photo shoot. We told we told a story on the pod. So it's probably Jason and I. So Jason's the bodybuilding coach of us. I take a lot of people to photo shoots, but Jason's like the bodybuilder dude.
Yeah.
So did a review of my physique about 6 weeks out. He's like, yeah, you could probably like push for another 4 weeks. And then if you want to be big on the day, we feed you up, and then we kind of like, you just feel massive and it'll be fun to do it, or we can keep pushing you and then like you'll look better with your shirt off and stuff like that. So we got, I think, 3 weeks out and did the next review, and he worded it so well. It was just like, you can eat next week and we can fill you up and you can like look amazing in a singlet and you'll feel unreal and you'll be able to tick the box and say, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Because if you want to take your shirt off and do most of your photos with your shirt off, push for 3 weeks.
Okay.
And I was like, fuck. I was so upset.
Yeah.
Like, okay, got in the car, drove home. It was like an hour drive home. It's like, fuck. My big insecurity is like being small, because I started like smaller than Tam. So I was like, okay, I've come this far. I have to take that next step and I have to like go all in and do the thing. So we pushed for the next 3 weeks and I was super happy with the outcome.
Yeah.
So I'm the same in that I'm going to dot every I and cross every T because I have to. How do you know? Because I think, I don't know if I got close. I'll get to the point. People are worried about burnout a lot. It's a word that we try and avoid as much as possible because I think it's just one of those words that are like used too much. It's like, are you tired or are you burnt out?
Yeah.
Like, what's the thing? I used to call them sloth days when I was doing face-to-face PT. Yeah. And it was just like, maybe once a quarter, I'm just like, I can't get out of bed today. Yeah. And just not eat, not move. Usually I would watch, I know it's really lame, Get Rich or Die Trying with 50 Cent in it. Yeah. Watch that. And then that night, get a bucket of chicken, eat, and be back to work the next day. Yeah. And I was like, okay, I'm pretty sure that's what burnout feels like. It's like I physically can't get out of bed. Yeah. How do you know you commit to the photo shoot, you commit to the training? Even like a lot of our guys just train to look good in life as well and feel good, confidence, all that kind of stuff. A lot of them are high achievers elsewhere. Business owners have either family or like high achieving jobs, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And it's like life gets in the way a lot. Some people are like, it doesn't fucking matter. Yeah. I'll find a way to do it and I'll make it happen. Other people obviously is just like, I'm waiting for that right time because I just don't think it's the right time to push myself right now. How do you spot what's actual, for lack of a better term, burnout and what's just like avoidance of what you're capable of? Yeah.
I think people can use burnout as an excuse.
Yeah.
And I think I don't discount burnout because I've been burnt out, but being tired because you went to bed at 12 a.m. and got up at 5 a.m. for the gym, you're not burnt out. Yep. You're just tired and you need better structure. Yep. I think a lot of the stress comes from not having structure in how you operate in every aspect of your life. And if you think about like the common triggers for burnout or the common symptoms, it's exhaustion, both mentally and physically. It's loss of enjoyment in the things that you once liked. It's also like increase in anxiety and overwhelm. It shows up for everyone very differently. And I think when you start associating not liking doing client check-ins as burnout, what is the actual reason? Like, why are you either using burnout as an excuse or not realizing that burnout actually gradually grows over time, and the more that we keep putting ourselves into these states and not recovering turns into full-blown burnout. And I think people are like, I'm burnt out, but burnout is physically not getting out of bed. You're mentally exhausted, you've got brain fog, you're overwhelmed, you're anxious, you're feeling all of these range of emotions. You're not just tired because you went to bed late. You're not just a bit anxious because you called your PT at 5 a.m. and said, I can't come in because you went out last night. Like, there's very different levels to burnout. And I think when you start using those as an excuse to not achieve your goals, I think you really need to check in with yourself and understand the reason why you're doing that. Because again, it probably comes back to the fear of success, fear of failing, all of that kind of stuff. But when you think about burnout as a whole, it's really easy to associate a feeling with a reason. So like, if you can't be bothered, we all do this, but like if you can't be bothered going to the gym, what are you going to do about it? You've got 5 seconds. Mel Robbins has a 5-second rule, right? And you count down for a 5 and you get your butt out of bed and you just go and do the thing. Earlier this week, I had Pilates and I sat in my bed for literally 10 minutes, for 10 minutes going back and forth in my mind about all the reasons why I did and didn't have to go.
Yeah.
Even though I knew I wanted to go.
Yep.
But in that moment, I was like, do I want to go? Nah. Yeah. And then I was like, actually, I do want to go. Do I want to go? Nah. And you go back and forth and you make these excuses in that I've got a really big week this week.
Yep.
I know I've got heaps of things to do before I go to Thailand. I don't want to go and then start work later and then this happens and this happens and this happens. So there's a lot of stories and excuses that we play out in our own mind, which contribute to us believing that we're burnt out when actually we might even just be lazy or we don't want to do the things that we said that we're going to do. Whereas on the burnout side, like it's obviously a bit more extreme in terms of the symptoms that they're actually experiencing.
Yeah. So what would I be looking for if it's actual burnout?
So similar to what I was saying. So if you're losing interest in the things that you once enjoyed doing, like if you love coaching your clients, and then all of a sudden, or well, not even all of a sudden, but like as the weeks go on, you're finding it a bit more draining. You don't like doing the client check-ins. You're wondering whether you should even be in business. Like, is that just fatigue from working as a PT for so long? Or is there other symptoms that actually shows that you're burning yourself out because you're not working, you're working 6 a.m. to like 9 p.m. every single day, 6 days a week. And actually that loss of doing that and checking in with your clients is probably you burning yourself out versus just being like, I can't be bothered today, right? Anxiety and overwhelm, so like the impact that it has on your decision making. So again, if you're not an anxious person and you start getting anxious, or if you can't make decisions or bounce back from setbacks like you normally would on a consistent basis, okay, is that because you haven't explored that type of situation before, or is it because you're actually wearing yourself down and you're on the verge for burnout? So there's two very different camps in terms of how you get from one to the other. And I think really understanding what's actually contributing to it. So like if you're exhausted and you've got mental and physical exhaustion, where is that coming from? Are you exhausted because you've been in the gym 6 days a week, training for 3 hours a day, not recovering, not eating like the nutrition that will support that? Or are you mentally and physically exhausted because you're doing that and you're coaching your clients and you're doing this and you're trying to roll out a podcast and then you're trying to do this and you're trying to do all of the things and it's making you overwhelmed and then actually you're burning yourself out. And I think the difference, like hustle culture gets such a bad rap, and I think we're not wanting to hustle, right? Like we don't want to grind harder. It's the old work smarter, not harder. Yeah. So if you think about it in seasons, there are going to be seasons where I'm going to work from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. because I'm launching a new program for 2 weeks or for a month. But I'm going to be able to know within myself when I need to push and when I need to pull back. People who are in active burnout do not know that. They cannot distinguish between the two. Yeah. Sometimes the catalyst for burnout can be imposter syndrome. So what's actually driving you to burnout? Are you the overachiever where you need to be doing more and more and more, and if you're not doing more, then it's not enough? Do you need to be the expert, and that's the person who always needs to do the courses and the programs and the podcasts? Like, what is actually driving you to burnout? Is it a lack of structure? Is it how you identify? Do you have imposter syndrome? Is it your self-doubt? And I think when you are actively pushing in a hustle season, you're usually doing things that you don't know how to do or that feel hard or feel extreme in how you normally operate day to day. And in that moment, you can feel yourself burning out. Everybody knows when they're on their way to burning out. A lot of people can have that self-awareness and catch it before it gets there. But the people that burn themselves out do it repeatedly over a consistent period of time. and continue to just do the compounding little 1%ers in the opposite direction of optimization.
Yeah.
But those 1%ers that keep pulling them into burnout, and it takes a lot longer to course correct, because although it builds over time, like you're not going to be like, I've got burnout, I'm just going to stop doing all of these things and then I'm going to be fine.
Yeah.
You need to rebuild how you actually show up.
Yeah, interesting. It's such a balance.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's like so many people are not willing to push.
Yeah.
Not willing. It's, yeah. But on the flip side, there is too far.
Yeah. And I think you need to define balance.
Yeah.
So balance for you looks very different to me.
Yeah.
So if I'm happy working 12-hour days,
yeah,
then go for it.
Yeah. Until
when it comes to but when it becomes a problem, right?
Yeah.
So like you've got to look for the point in time where you're not spending time with your family.
Mm-hmm.
You're not doing the things that you enjoy doing with like your hobbies and things like that. You're neglecting your self-care. You're not showing up to the gym anymore. Like the first thing that goes when you start burning out is your self-care.
Yeah.
And your personal well-being. So like you could be someone that goes to the gym 5-6 days a week. Once you burn out, that first thing that you're going to drop is that.
Yeah.
Because you're fatigued, you're tired, you don't want to get up at 5 a.m., your body's sore, you haven't built in recovery, you don't want to do those things anymore. And I think it's so important to make sure that you set yourself up for success, for what success looks like for you. Have a structure that supports you in achieving that success, but make sure you know when to push and pull and have the boundaries in place to support that. And even have like accountability from a partner, a coach, whoever it might be, to be like, hey, I can see you're going like guns blazing. I really need to check in with you and like, are you okay?
Yeah.
Because sometimes what happens is the people that end up burning out have a productivity problem. They have a performance problem. Like there's so many other underlying things where they just think work is going to help them to achieve what they want to achieve. But it does the opposite. Yeah,
it's not even moving the needle anyway.
Yeah.
It's just busy shit.
Yeah, and their body tells them before they realize.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. Like I would take out of like the last 6 months of last year, and I've said this kind of in my content as well, like it wasn't, I talk about the shoot a lot on the pod and I kind of feel like a dick about it, but it's like kid under one, all the life stress that comes with that, the relationship stress that comes with that, 4 businesses, limited time, got that outcome, and it was like, okay, this is a new window into what I'm capable of doing. Because my work hours were limited compared to what they usually were, but productivity was similar, and did this on top. Yeah. So it was like, fuck, I could have done more, or just like the way I was spending my time was shit.
Yeah.
And look how effective I can be.
Yeah.
And then being able to look, now I'm looking to other coaches that we work with and also my clients that are kind of like, oh, I'm struggling with like work's busy or family life is whatever. And I just want to be able to be like, but you still can. But not push them to the point where it's like
burnout.
You cook yourself, you know what I mean? And you hate training.
Yeah. But I think just hearing that from you, it sounded like you eliminated all of your distractions and inefficiencies to be able to achieve that.
Yeah.
And I think when you want to achieve multiple, like people say like you can do it all, but not at the same time. You can do it at the same time.
Yeah.
But there's a balancing act.
I had no social life.
Yeah. But that's the
Zero.
thing. But that's the thing, right? Like for a moment in time, for 6 months, are you willing to give up your social life to focus on your businesses, your family, getting ripped? Like, what are you actually willing to sacrifice to get what you want? And when you think about people that are like, oh, I want to do that too, but I have a business and I have this and I have that, you automatically compare them to what you've just done. And you're like, well, if I can do it, you can.
Yeah.
But I also think like it takes a certain level of person, the commitment, the discipline, the mindset to be like, I'm not going to let my set of circumstances stop me from achieving this.
Yeah.
Whereas other people...
It was a little bit of a fuck you too.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, look at me. Look what I did.
All the people that are like, wait until you have a kid. It's like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your whole life will change.
Yeah.
But then there's a group of people that use their circumstances as an excuse
Yeah.
And the reason why they can't do something.
Yeah.
And I think there's two very different mindsets in that. And I think when you think about speaking to those people is they obviously don't want it enough or they'd find a way.
Yeah.
Or they have no idea how to actually take action on that. So you sharing your experiences on like, hey, this is what I gave up. You might not want to give that up, but that's how I made it work.
Yeah.
It just gives them more of an awareness to go, okay, what am I willing to sacrifice? If they're not willing to sacrifice, they don't want it enough.
Yeah.
But also like it's like they're just talking. Like I want that. It's an idea. It's not a plan to actually put it into motion.
Yeah. Love it. All right. How do we find you? I'm a body composition focused gym girly bro that's like keeps getting results, falling back, can't seem to break through whatever plateau it is, whether it's consistency or to get to the next level of physique or performance or whatever, juggling, maybe it's business and training and just that general high achiever mindset or family as well. How can you help? Where do I go to find it?
Yeah, so I can help through my coaching programs, but I think the first step would be a power hour of clarity. So really understanding where you're at, understanding the themes, the behaviors, the patterns that you're experiencing, because these cycles, a lot of people go through these cycles because they don't get into the nitty gritty about what's actually causing them. So you could do a power hour of clarity and make sure that you've got an action plan on how you can progress moving forward. You can find me at the Thrive and Grow Project on Instagram and also my website, www.thethriveandgrowproject.com.au. And yeah.
Perfect.
Cool.
Go check out the page. Obviously, like, share, subscribe this pod. But yeah, jump over to Kirsty's page, give her a follow, engage in the content. It's a long drive from the other side of the city in the rain this morning.
Yeah.
So make sure it was worth it for her. And yeah, if you feel like you are in that kind of cycle of just not being able to break through, you know you're capable of more than what you're achieving right now. Or even you just like, it shouldn't be as hard as it feels right now. Mm-hmm. Get in touch and jump on one of those hours.
Cool.
Thanks, guys. See you next week.
Thank you.